Yo, what's going on, guys? BotMentality here with another Bitcoin chart analysis. Today is April 14th of 2018, and let's just jump into this here, guys. We are going to go ahead and zoom into the 1 hour time frame, and we will talk about the market sentiment and what's been going on right now. So remember, we had this huge bull run right here. Everyone's freaking out, like finally we broke out of the triangle that you see right here. We're ready to go. Things are looking up. I told you guys we were heading up. That's essentially where everyone's at right now. We're still seeing people FOMOing in and buying these dips right here. All these dips are being bought up. And so that's good. So the sentiment is currently still remaining bullish. We're seeing a lot of people talking about, I told you Soros was buying and stuff like that. I saw that in a forum post today. So things are looking pretty optimistic right now. Now, what is the price action telling us? We know the market sentiment is currently bullish. People are happy, but what is the price action doing? So here's what I see right now, guys. We're on the 1 hour again. So we saw these dips being bought up, okay? All of these dips have been being bought up. Not too much. We've been seeing sell-off, heavy selling into the 8,200 area. You saw it on this wick here. You saw it right here, and you saw it right here. And if you watch my prior video and read my prior analysis, you know my reasons for why I sold off into those wicks, because the fact that I know there's heavy selling pressure there, especially this one right here and how large it was. So I took off my Bitcoin's buys from 7,600 scoop and sold those at 8,100. And as you can see, we didn't go much higher than that. We did push up here into 8,200, but that was the highest we've been. And now we're sort of having a bit of a rounded top, like this, if you guys see that. So what that suggests is essentially we do have buyers here, but we don't have enough momentum right now to justify a price higher than 8,200. So that's why I didn't recommend you guys chase and buy up here at these points, because of the fact that we're not seeing that right now. We're still having some sellers to knock out and some people reloading their shorts and etc. One thing I want to point out here on the 1 hour is we do have that potential little head and shoulders pattern right here. We do have this currently forming. I'll just be patient and wait and see. That $8,000 horizontal support and or resistance in this situation is really what I'd be watching as well. Watch that $8,000 mark. Watch how many times we test that mark and fail to hold it. That's what I'd keep an eye on. So really, one thing you need to focus on as well is that we're having a tightening range right now. So you're going to see that we have a range tightening with these highs and these lows right here. And so those are really ugly lines. My bad, guys. I used the wrong tool for that. But you get the idea. So what we're having are lower highs, lower highs and higher lows. And you're seeing the lows right here being bought up, and then we're seeing the highs being sold off. And you know what happens, guys, when you see this sort of condensing of price action, what that's going to suggest is here within the next, since we're on the hourly, the next few hours, we're going to see a break. We're going to see a break. I would expect it to be of something like this magnitude. Let's see, I'll go ahead and get rid of these here. The magnitude we saw here on April 13th, where we had that push up and a washout. I expect this, it might even be a little bit extended. We might, say if we went down, and the reason why I'd say we'd be looking down is because if you take into consideration the RSI, I already drew the line here, but if you look on the bottom of the chart here, you see the RSI has been having a bearish divergence. I'm going to make a video more on what that means and the significance of that. But essentially what we've been seeing is the RSI has been decreasing and making lower highs, suggesting weakness, and the price has been making higher lows. So the RSI is not confirming these higher lows and confirming the strength there. So I think there's a pretty good chance we'll pull back. From here, we might see something on this magnitude. If we do break down, break below 7,800, we could see maybe that sort of distance that would take us towards the 75 or 76 area. The level I'd be watching if you're looking to buy long is I'd be watching this level right here. That'd be the buy zone I'd be looking for into that level. And also you'll notice that lines up with our prior support here if you're looking for the bull case there on the 1 hour. So keep an eye on that. However, let's say we defend the 7,850, so which is this low right here. Say we defend this area and we break upwards. What I'd be looking for is resistance. Watch how we break through this level right here. Watch how we break through that 8,200 area. Watch the volume come in. If you get another candle like this, or like this one, I'd be kind of careful. I'd be wary of that, especially if we top out at 83 something, and then as you see that action, and then we start to pull right back. I would consider that would show that we don't have enough momentum to continue this and really get a run going like the one we saw here, which I will say is pretty crazy, guys. We will, if we see this sort of action, it's not going to suggest the kind of run we've been seeing right here to happen again from this level. What I'd expect, honestly, and what I'll be looking for is regarding a long, I would not be getting long here, and I definitely wouldn't be getting short here. I'd be patient and look for some more confirmation. For a long, look for a pullback here towards the 7,600 area where these two lows are. If you look at the RSI, that'll kind of correlate with a sub 40. I would hope a sub 40 and around a 35-30 RSI is what I would hope for it to be. It may not get that low, but just keep an eye out for that. If we hit 30 on the RSI and it lines up with the 7,500, definitely you'll know, just know I'm long at that point, okay? And especially if we hit down here at 7,400, because you see we have this prior low near the 73.9 area. Right here. I'll show you that too. So keep an eye on that area. I would like for us to come back that far, but I think a lot of people are watching that. And so what I'd recommend is layer your buys. For example, if you want to start, at 7.7 and then scale down to 7.5 so that your average would end up being like 7.55 or something like that. I'd recommend that because if a lot of people see something, a lot of times it might not happen the exact way we think it will. So that's really my long case, my bear case, guys. I would just be patient. I would look to get short, near the highs, up here. Excuse me. I would look to get short up here or even higher, specifically into the next resistance point. I wouldn't be chasing this down because then, say we rip up here and we do this deal and then head back up, you're going to be just stuck underwater. I prefer to get short up in this area and then wait and have a stop shortly above or break even, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of on the short side, guys. Be careful with that. If you're playing short, I prefer to long dips right now, personally. So that's the 1 hour. We'll go ahead and jump over here to the daily. And before I say that, one more thing. Notice the volume. The volume has decreased a little bit here on the 1 hour right here. The volume has decreased a little bit according to the highs we've been having. I'll go ahead and draw that for you. You can see what I'm saying like this. The volume has decreased a little bit, but it is still more than what we've had over here for the past weeks. So just keep an eye out for that. Keep that in mind that this is good for Bitcoin. I'm glad we were able to respond this way for the long side, but don't chase this thing long. Let's go to the 1 day. So on the 1 day, here's what I'm seeing right now. We'll go ahead and zoom in right here and you'll see that triangle that we've been talking about for a while. And we broke out of that. And now what we see here is a formation. So we have this inside candle, right? This inside bar as we call it. So essentially what this means, we have 2 days, we had this huge green candle, right? Here on the 12th. And then on the 13th, we had a huge push up for 8,200 and we got sold right back and we actually closed lower than we opened. But the lows were bought up as well. What that suggests is we have buyers down here at the 7.7. I know we certainly do at the 7.6 and 7.5 without a doubt. But we have an insignificant amount of buyers there in the 7.6, 7.7, And so today what happened is we have that established low at 7,830 and the high is at 8,150 on Bitcoin. So what's happening right now is we pushed above the prior open, and now we're looking to see if we can establish some support. What we need to do, guys, is we need to hold the low here at 7,830. If we don't hold that, I think we'd be at the low of yesterday, the low of 413 at 7,760 really quickly. We'd head right back there for a retrace. And if we had that, then at that point, the main resistance you need to be looking at is the 7.5, 7.6 area. What we really need to see here today, and it really needs to be established today, because if we make a lower high here, so for example, if we top out like this, there's a pretty good chance we're going to end up breaking the low there of April 13th, just due to the huge move we had in these long wicks right here, indicating that sell-off. So what I'd be looking for here, if you're trading the daily, I would honestly, if you're already long, just wait and see. Let's wait and see how we test here around this. If you're long around, let's say 75, I would just wait and see how we test here around this 8,000 level. And I would not freak out unless we saw a break of that 75. And my next price target, if we do end up breaking up through 8,300, I'd be looking at this resistance right here. That's the main thing. We also see a top or a bottom of it right here in the same area. Once we break through this prior resistance here at 8,300, the next stop really is 9,000 from there. So keep an eye out for that. And of course, 8,500 is the horizontal resistance, but I imagine we probably just rip through that. So to summarize here for the longs, for the shorts, be patient. Be patient. I wouldn't look to get short here. If anything, I would look at the next resistance here at if you're looking at the long time frame, I'd look for that resistance to be up near 9,000. If you're looking to get long, I would just be patient and scoop the dip into the strong support we know is at 7,576, or just wait. I wouldn't buy right now because then you're going to essentially be underwater. If you do right now, I would just layer your orders and then you'd be looking at this support to hold. I wouldn't just keep buying down and down and down. The reason why I say that is because even though this is a huge bullish sign, you have to understand and respect the fact that we're coming out of this huge, massive downtrend. It's going to take some serious confirmation to break out of that. So be patient, guys. Definitely don't chase. Just keep an eye on everything. And that's really it as far as the price action. One thing I'll mention here is the RSI. The next resistance we have is at 60. The next support there is at 46 on the RSI. I would like to see a pullback to 46 on the RSI, around there, to correlate with this 7,600, 7,500 area. That would definitely be a nice long there on the daily, in my opinion. So one thing I want to go ahead and let you guys know, definitely follow me on Twitter if you aren't already. I've been posting on there much more frequently recently, just giving price updates, whenever I glance at the chart throughout the day. And so hopefully that might help you in your trading. And that's really all I got for you guys. One thing I would say is check my Reddit. That's also in the description box. All the links are in the description. I have a history of all of my analysis. I actually type it up in a text before I make the video. And there'll be a lot of things in the text that actually I may not have covered in the video just because, it's hard to go through walls of text and recite every single one of the thought I had at that time while studying the chart. So definitely check out my Reddit thread that I have, my subreddit, if I use the proper terminology. But really, that's it, guys. So just be patient here. Just keep an eye out. We'll have more opportunities in the future. Don't FOMO in. Just keep an eye on it, guys. Eliminate your emotions. Learn to trade like a machine. Develop the bot mentality. Have a great one, guys. I'm out.